Hickok 45 here, and I wish I was armed because it's a target-rich environment. And oh, I am armed, I forgot. Pocket gun. Let's put the ears on and take a shot. We'll just dance around. Nice, nice. Oh no, it's empty. Let's find some more ammo. Oh, there's a magazine, kind of a longer one. Cool. Can he hit it? Can he hit it? Maybe, with enough shooting. Oh, cowboy. Ooh, what else can we move? Yes, I found the firearm, had it in my pocket, in my handy dandy pocket holster, and there it is. So this is the CM9 from Kahr. This is what you're expecting to see, I'll bet, when you saw the title. It's a pretty cool pistol, and I've been meaning to test one of these a good while. And let's take the mag out, and just have not gotten around to it. You know, I've had the PM9 forever, I think, and I'm very fond of it, and have had a lot of requests to do other cars, the CW models, the CM models, the CM9, and I'm finally getting around to it. It's a cool little gun, as you might imagine. If I didn't think it was a pretty cool little gun, I would not think that this was a pretty cool little pistol. The PM9, you know, they are very, very similar. There are some differences, and that's mainly what I wanted to show you and talk about. And it's one of the main reasons you have wanted to see the darn thing, because I know what you do. You go to the websites or you look around the web at pricing, and you see the PM9, and wow, 800 bucks, expensive little booger. And then you see the CM9 for a lot less. I think it runs around $450, $480, depending on where you find it. So it's maybe, what, over $300 sometimes, less than the PM9. So quite a difference, actually, the cost of a firearm, you know. So, you know, it's a legitimate concern and, you know, a curiosity. You know, what is the difference? Because I think I'll save my $300 or $400 if I can get the same firearm. So we're going to look at some of those differences. We're shooting Federal ammo, as you saw there. Appreciate them and their sponsorship too. Shooting good old American Eagle, which I've liked for a long time before we had any kind of relationship with Federal, and just good range ammo, great range ammo. I'm trying to say. I mean, I guess it would serve other purposes too in a pinch. Some people carry hardball. You know, there are people who just like hardball ammo, full metal jacket, even for defense. It's not advised, but you know, it's a bullet. You think back in the day, you know, cops used to carry the Model 1038 Special round nose bullets, you know, for decades and decades, you know. But these days we have a lot of nice hollow point options, so we tend not to do that. But I still refer to it as range ammo, I guess. Got some hollow points there. We're gonna try. So the Kahr CM9 versus, it's kind of a versus, although we're not going to do gigantic comparisons. I've had the PM9 a long time. You know that. We've had several videos on it. It used to be my very, very calm, well, it's my carry gun in the summertime, at least, if not other times, because it fits in the pocket. It's just a nice firearm and has been reliable for me. So let's try to figure out what the difference is here. And we don't have to do a lot of figuring because it's there. Let's look. Okay, how did they save money? And that would be your concern, it'd be my concern. Do I really want to buy the cheapest gun? You know, do I want to buy the cheapest climbing rope, the cheapest parachute? You know, that's what these are. Well, you see the front sights. On one of them it's dovetailed, the other one is not. I'm assuming I saved a little money. On the left, the gun on the left, of course, is the CM9, the less expensive model, okay? And then the slide itself, the way it's cut, the cuts are not quite as extensive on it, as I understand, not as many fancy cuts. So try to make it a little bit simpler and, you know, less time involved in cutting the slide out, okay, milling the slide, and even the engraving. This is more of a roll mark where it's an engraving on the PM9, so they save some money in just constructing the slide. the design of it. So none of that should really affect reliability, right? Okay, so that's one difference. Another difference is the barrel. As I'm talking, maybe I'll go ahead and take it apart here. The barrel on the PM9 series is polygonal rifling, okay? And on the CM9, it's just standard cut rifling. Apparently that saves some money. It's expensive to do that, a little bit more expensive, okay? Another obvious thing is this comes with one magazine. So there you go, another whatever, $20, $30, $40 difference, right, with some firearms. I forget what their magazines cost, but you know, that's another savings. Okay, let's take it apart. You can see it looks like a PM9. I don't take them both apart, I guess. Just those differences, the barrel rifling, things I talked about, and another difference is the slide lock. On the PM9, and I've heard this long ago, and when I would ask the question, you'd see an article about why those things are so expensive, the little Kahr pistols. And part of it was, the answer I always got was that this slide lock is milled. It's fairly complex milling there. You can see the way that's made, and it's out of hard tool steel. And so that just is a time-consuming, expensive process, okay? Whereas on the now this one you're looking at, of course, is an MIM part. So as I understand, in the CM9, that's where they save some money. This is an MIM part, mold injected metal. I believe that's what it means, what it stands for. And so that's a lot less expensive to manufacture, which is why there are more and more MIM parts in firearms these days. Okay, so those are, I think, the main differences in terms of how they're made and the reason that the CM9 is less expensive. Maybe something there I kind of forgot. You can help me out, but I think those are the key reasons that you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this model right here. But now the design is the same. All the design is there, except for those things. So the reliability apparently is just as good. I know in people I've talked to or articles I've seen, people swear by the CM9, and to the point where they'll badmouth the PM9 and for being overpriced, or I guess having things that this little gun just doesn't need, unnecessarily expensive, what I'm trying to say. Maybe overbuilt. I don't know. So kind of depends on your budget and how important you think those things are, right? But from what I've read, people are getting good service out of the CM9. And I got one of these before they even had offered these. So I like the size of it, and the 380, the same thing that John has now. There really wasn't that option when I bought those, as far as I know. And I'm not as knowledgeable about the entire Kahr line as I ought to be. I know they make great guns. I mean, this is a good one, and they make all sizes of them. So they kind of copied the Glock, one of the first companies to kind of copy the Glock concept, and did it very successfully. So, and they make guns that are small. I mean, even to this day, I don't have I've got my Glock 43 out here, just a little bit of comparison. I really like this one, and I tend to carry it now instead of the PM9. That's why I have it out here. But it's, and you saw in the video with the 43s, the big difference is mainly just length. Okay, just length, which is not a big issue in a pocket holster, really. They're both really nice firearms, though. We are living in good times for small pistols. It's just a fact. They're both really, really nice firearms. But I've been shooting this one, had this for a week or so, and I've been shooting it, seeing what I think about it again, and I hadn't really had the PM9 out for a while, honestly, just haven't shot it much, and I'm reminded all over again why I like that pistol, and they're essentially the same. They feel the same to shoot, except I swear I get a little bit of a finger pinch or bite up here. It's a different thing than I normally get, just a little bit sometimes with the PM9. It seems like I don't get that with this one. I don't know, it's the same design. Great triggers, great firearms. Let me put some more ammo in, take a couple more shots. And anyway, I have been reminded in shooting this gun why I like the little Kahrs and why I did carry them so much. They're nifty little guns, no doubt about it. Now, that's the one thing that I have always been a little wary of, although I don't think I've ever had a malfunction with the PM9, is you just saw what I did there. I'm used to just racking a slide and getting the next round in. And normally that'll work okay, but I learned with the PM9, and I think they even advise you do it that way. You pull the slide back, lock it, the mag in, and release the magazine or the slide lock, and they chunk right in every time. Sometimes if you don't really whop that thing hard, slingshot it as hard as you can, that round will not go in on that first round. It's kind of a weird thing. I think I've said this before in a video, as much as I like these firearms, I would not trust to carry them in condition 2 without a round in the chamber for that reason. Now, I pull that thing out in a hurry and you get a hang up, okay? Maybe after you get 10,000 rounds through them, they don't do that, I don't know. That is the one negative on the Kahrs, that I've never liked that. Let's take a little shot at that Listerine bottle. Make him leak a little bit. Yeah. Just good little shooters. I'm gonna put my mag pouch on. Use my pocket. Always works, doesn't it? They go right in when you use the slide lock. Well, I wonder if we can get one on the gong. I think I heard it. I heard that. Yeah. Sweet. I'm just going to get real cocky and try that turkey up there. I'll be darned. Okay, I'm finished. I'm going in the house. Cowboy. Let's get the cowboy. That's when you missed the cowboy. So, you know, accuracy wise, of course, as you all know, we've got a video called Accuracy. Accuracy is just, it's you and the trigger more so than the firearm. So they will hit anything that needs to be hit. They're very accurate, well made. Let's load a couple mags here, you know, the lies I need to tell you about it. So yeah, you're talking, I was looking at MSRP, and I don't know where I was looking at it, but I saw 810 on the PM9, 810 bucks, and 460 I think on the CM9. That's a significant difference. So I guess I would recommend, if you're buying one of these, unless money is just not an object at all, I would probably recommend the CM9 and give it a try. You know, unless you just don't want to trust that MIM slide lock. You know, I don't know. I'd be checking around the web, internet, forums, and seeing if anybody has had one break. You know, I don't know. There might be. I just haven't seen that. I didn't research that a lot. So there could be some negativity there that I'm not aware of. If you are aware of it, share it. But I kind of doubt there probably has been any documented cases where it just gave loose because it's an MIM part, or it's not machined out of tool steel or whatever, like the PM9 is. And that's really the only thing in terms of, like, I don't know, reliability or safety or potential for failure that would even be on my radar, I guess, in terms of the things that are done to this one to make it less expensive, or things that are not done. You know, whether you've got a dovetail in your front sight, how they're engraving the slide, whether the barrel is standard rifling or it's polygonal or polygonal rifling. I don't think any of that really is going to affect the reliability of it, which is the most important factor, of course, in a carry gun or a small pistol like this. So as long as that slide lock is strong enough to hold up, you know, I don't know, it ought to work. These are good feeling little guns. I tell you, I'm sorry, I tend not to stick grip tape of any kind on a new gun that we're looking at. I have been shooting this thing for a few days, though. I've got to confess, you know, we're not really sponsored by Talon Grips. I mean, they'll send me some if I need them, but we're not taking money from Talon Grips or anything. Don't have any investment in their company. I like the people; they're great. But I I was shooting this thing and I thought, you know, I cannot get a grip on the darn thing. It's one of those pistols. Now, you know me, most pistols benefit from a little tape of some kind, okay? Whether it's Talon or otherwise, okay? But this is one of those small ones, and the contour of the grip, that it just feels horrible to me if I don't have some tape on it. In fact, I went into the barn. I said, I'm going to have to do something to it. You know, just get some strips and wrap around there, because it just feels like it's going to slip out of my hand. Even though it was shooting it okay, it just felt horrible compared with my PM9 that has the grip on it. And I got in there and thought, well, I think I've got some extra sets for this. And I was going to just put a sandpaper grip on it and then rip them off when we finished, you know. And I thought, well, that's going to make it look funky, because the sandpaper grips from Talon are a little lighter color. And I had 2 or 3 sets of rubber that they had sent me. And I'm just going to put those on there. The same thing I have on my PM9. And I mean, it feels like $1 million now. I would highly advise, and again, like, I'm not selling Talon grips, but I am selling common sense. If you're going to buy one of these guns, put some kind of grip on it. You will see night and day, whether it's Talon or whoever the competitors are out there, or you just wrap something around there, because you can get strips of it, you know. Put it on there, and you will, this gun, and most guns this size, maybe it's the thinness of the grip or whatever, will feel 100% better to you, okay? To me, even Glock or whoever, they make these, and John doesn't agree as much, because he likes some of those, there's kind of the aggressive polymer grips, and some of them are better than others. But a lot of those, to me, they don't really help much. They're just hard plastic, you know, so they don't really give you a friction or a grip, and it just makes all the difference in the world. This gun feels good now. I really wasn't looking forward to the video, and so I'm sorry you don't see it in its natural state. Apologize for that. Okay, but it's just more fun to shoot, feels better to me. Okay, so those are the differences. They're both great guns. There's no doubt about that, and a lot of people will vouch for that. So, oh, forgot to shoot hollow points. I did that before the video. They did fine. They'll probably malfunction now. But check the forums. There's a Kahr forum, I think, and I'm probably a member on there. I forget, I'm a member of so many forums. I just don't get back to them as much as I used to. The forum I have to spend all my time on is called YouTube and Facebook. So let's do it. Try these holler points here. See? Now watch. Let me show you that. That's not because they're hollow points. It'll do that with any ammo generally. They get a little bit better. This one's a little bit better. It'll generally, most of the time, you can do that and it'll go ahead and chamber. But if you put the slide back, around in, see, not a problem. Okay. Oh, we've got a couple of items here that need to be shot. Thankfully, we've got a hollow point. Okay, and some pot to smoke. Yeah. Another joke. All right. Oh, missed. Sorry. Left all my ammo over here too. So I mean, they tend to feed hollow points, which is kind of important. That's what you'll carry, right? All right. I'm gonna get that little tin can there. There we go. And that's what these little guns are for. Not for shooting turkeys at whatever 75 yards, but it's nice to know they'll do it, isn't it? And that you have a trigger pull that will allow it. So you know what they're for. They're for close and dirty. When all the bad guys are after you. That's what you want to know. The thing is going to get the job done. Not at 80 yards, but close up. Click. Oh. Slide was back and I couldn't tell. That's weird, because people who shoot a lot, generally you can really tell when the slide's back, it locks back. I didn't feel it for some reason. So anyway, never let it be said that I quit shooting when I had a magazine with rounds in it. Still handy. What should we do? What should we do? That coffin needs to meet its death. How's that? So the CM9 probably would serve you quite well. You know, it's just a matter, more or less, your pocketbook, and whether 300 bucks or whatever the difference is something you're going to notice, right? My way of thinking is this is the one I would buy even now if I did not have one. After I did some more research, though, I would check around a lot, because it's been out there, these lower end cars with, like I say, the differences. Those have been in use for a long time, and probably you could find some folks at the car forums that will have some pretty valid opinions that shoot a lot and have shot these maybe thousands and thousands of rounds. So that would be a really good source to check around on. And unless you run into a lot of negatives there from people who actually fire these things, and again, I know I refer to the forums a lot and the internet, because there's a lot of stupid stuff on the internet too, right? Trolls and ninja war, mall ninjas, and people making comments, you know, you get all that too. But you also get a lot of valid information from people that actually use these firearms, and you can see the patterns, you know, where if 8 or 9 out of 10 people who actually seem to have these guns know what they're talking about, you can just ignore that 10% that you're just trying to be keyboard warriors or something. But you can really get some valid information, because you're getting information from a lot of different users. That's the cool thing about that, not just from me with one gun, you know, my experience with one firearm. Hopefully that's helpful to you also. But yeah, you can find a lot of good information out there, because you're pulling from a lot of people, different people. And so that's what I would do. And if you're not finding a lot of negativity about that slide lock at all, and it's not broken for anybody, it's not wearing excessively for people, then I think this would probably be the choice for me over the PM9. But that's just my thinking right now. Anyway, life is pretty good. We'd like to thank one of our sponsors, SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. SDI has fully accredited distance learning programs where you can get certified in gunsmithing or even an associate's degree in firearms technology. Of course, the study includes hands-on experience, which is important, of course. So check it out. Go to sdi.edu or just click on the link in the description. Okay? And also, we'd like to remind you to check out the Hickok 45 Facebook page and the Hickok 45 and Son channel and its Facebook page, as well as Gun Culture Radio on iTunes. Now remember all this, because I'm coming to your house randomly over the next year or two to give you a quiz on it, okay? Thank you.